Welcome to the Ultimate Police Pursuit Countdown. These are the top 10 wildest high-speed chases, captured live from dash cams and body cams. One wrong move can change everything. Let's jump straight into the action.
State police patrol vehicles are equipped with in-car radar systems that can estimate a suspect's speed even as they fly past in the opposite direction. That came in handy during this wild pursuit where a silver Ford Fusion tore through Shiawassee County at over 100 miles per hour until the driver made one critical mistake. While on patrol in Shiawassee County, Sergeant Berdan spotted the suspect vehicle, already wanted for fleeing in Clinton County. Knowing the risk, he didn't hesitate to act. With backup units staging ahead for stop sticks, the sergeant initiated the pursuit, and the chase was on.
Centrally almost collided with several vehicles.
Set up under the bridge of the 119.
Clear, we're in the fast lane right now. Central 13 speed at 120. Traffic's light.
Okay.
76, he's in the right lane right now.
Clear.
Alright, he's in the fast lane now. We're coming up over the hill. We'll be seeing you shortly. Good. He's in the right lane now. He's going to pass on the right shoulder.
As the chase progressed, the driver continued to endanger countless lives. Up ahead, another patrol car was ready to intercept, but this trooper wasn't handing it off. He stayed locked in, determined to take control and end this chase on his own terms.
I'm 76, I got eyes on you.
He's on the right shoulder. He just ran me, Central.
76, Mike's no good.
Central 13, I pushed him into the median. We crashed out.
You crashed out.
Hold on. Relax. On the ground. On the ground.
Who else in the car? Who else is in the car?
Relax.
The driver, Edward Donnie Ray Hardy, was taken into custody without further incident. A loaded handgun was recovered by K9, and inside the car, cocaine, marijuana, a digital scale, and nearly $400 in cash, all packaged for sale. Hardy was turned over to MSP Lansing for the original fleeing charge and is now facing a stack of felonies in Shiawassee County. No injuries reported, but one more armed suspect is off the road. Washington. Sometimes it's not the high-speed chases that stand out, but the ones where everything that could go wrong somehow does. On May 18, 2025, a Thurston County deputy tried to stop a driver who ran a stop sign like it was just a suggestion. The SUV had no license plate, but the driver didn't care, flooring it straight onto Interstate 5 North and instantly turning a simple stop into a multi-agency pursuit.
Disregard. Continuing northbound. 39 TA. He just struck a white work van, gonna be pulling over, and the subject is still fleeing, approaching 124. And I've got Lakewood with me. Sam 13, can I go for a pit? Okay, Firm, I've got a Lakewood unit. We're taking the gravelly exit. southbound on the northbound.
Lakewood police joined in, boxing the suspect towards South Tacoma's busy streets, and that's when the deputy made his move, landing a perfect pit.
Down 512.
Westbound 512,
Pit.
Bring your copy to pit. Here's the dog for
Felony stop.
Turns out this wasn't the suspect's first bad decision. A convicted felon on community supervision, wanted for felony escape, suspended license, and a list of warrants longer than Interstate 5 itself. 2023, a Toyota was spotted speeding well over the limit. When a trooper tried to make a stop, the driver briefly slowed, then took off. Additional units were alerted, and soon Trooper Tanner joined the pursuit alongside fellow troopers, ready to bring it to an end.
I'm saying now he's traveling off the road.
I don't know what the hell. I'm out with a 25. Yeah, I'm headed to it.
The trooper attempted 2 pit maneuvers, but the suspect kept going. What he didn't know, at the time, was that those 2 attempts were just the beginning of a relentless series of pits still to come. Now you might think that was the end, but you'd be wrong. The suspect recovered once again and kept fleeing, but Trooper Tanner, fueled by determination, caught up fast, and this time he wasn't letting the suspect slip away. The suspect was pulled from the vehicle and arrested, but that final hit from the trooper, that felt personal. He was taken into custody without further incident and hit with a long list of charges he won't be forgetting anytime soon. Colorado, September 4th, 2024. In the dead of night, deputies responded to a burglary in progress at a salvage yard. But when they closed in, the suspect behind the wheel of a stolen Toyota Tundra chose violence over surrender, ramming a deputy's patrol car in a desperate bid to escape.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, we'll.
5832 exiting Bellevue. Exiting Bellevue, 305.
5 David 3-2, they just lost the trailer. It is blocking the exit to Bellevue. Speeds about 75 light traffic. Speeds of 83, still riding on the wheel.
Speeds of 83, riding on the wheel, 309.
Do you want to get your car up here?
David 3-2, speeds of 70, and they're firing shots, I believe.
Speeds of 70.
As the chase raged on, the suspect opened fire on deputies and Inglewood officers, gunfire echoing through the night while the stolen truck tore recklessly through neighborhoods. With every mile, the danger grew, but deputies pressed forward, determined to stop him before anyone else got hurt.
You got something up there? We're working on right on security. The car pushed down, I think, south, but they're clearly locked us up.
The pursuit came to a violent close near Village Greens Park in Greenwood Village when Zeiler lost control and crashed. Deputies moved in, arresting him before he could make another move. One deputy was treated at the hospital after being struck in the ramming, later released with an expected full recovery. Zeiler now faces a long list of charges: attempted murder of a peace officer, motor vehicle theft, burglary, and more. Meanwhile, investigators continue searching for two possible accomplices still at large. 24, Florida Highway Patrol troopers were alerted to a bolo out of Seminole County. The vehicle was wanted in connection with an occupied burglary, and troopers quickly moved in to intercept. Behind the wheel was Johnny Jabbar Talton, and when troopers tried to stop him, he chose the worst option possible. The chase that followed was reckless and dangerous.
Dispatch to Seminole County. I have a trooper directly behind the vehicle. Are you lighting it up?
I'm 1031.
Last person we said, turn on your traffic.
1031 and just try to ram a vehicle.
I copy that. You're 1031. Did you say you had rammed into a vehicle?
Yeah, attempted to ram a Hummer.
If you can update your 1020 with me, it looks like you're passing the 90 right there.
Yeah, that's 10-4.
How's speed and traffic conditions?
Traffic is light.
As he fled, Talton made a dangerous move. He tried to ram a truck to push his way through traffic. But what he didn't know was that the truck was actually an undercover cop. And right beside that truck was another undercover cop. With troopers closing in from behind, Johnny had just boxed himself into the worst situation possible.
What's your current 1020?
I'm gonna be, looks like this is the 95.
Copy vehicles pulling over onto the right shoulder or driving on the copy vehicle driving on the right shoulder.
3260, advise that a reason for the...
We're passing the 93, still going westbound. Light traffic is starting to light up.
Copy 110 at the 93 west.
He's coming up on the right shoulder. He's getting up.
What is the speed at this time?
Going about 50. He's going into the Twin Peaks parking lot.
Talton showed no signs of slowing down. Every move he made was reckless, swerving, smashing into cars, and treating the highway like his own personal demolition derby. It was clear he wasn't thinking about stopping, not for anyone. Each impact raised the stakes higher, turning the road into chaos.
Going westbound on the eastbound lanes, confirming.
54, he's correcting himself.
54,
Signal 14, we're coming up to Maple Street. Alright, we're going back eastbound.
Copy. Drop down for 30. And there's traffic. Copy, moderate.
All the suspects in the vehicle.
The trooper wasn't holding back anymore. Trooper attempted multiple pit attempts, but each time the suspect fought to keep control, pushing forward like he was untouchable. But this time was different. As the trooper closed the gap once again, there was no hesitation and no mercy.
Was it Shader Road? Copy, pit maneuver.
The final pit maneuver did the job. The suspect's vehicle spun out, tires screeching until it came to a dead stop. With weapons drawn, troopers gave clear commands, and this time Johnny knew it was over. He stepped out slowly, hands in the air, and surrendered without a fight. He was arrested on the spot and taken into custody. The charges stacked against him: hit and run, reckless driving causing damage, aggravated fleeing with injury or damage, and high-speed fleeing to elude with disregard for safety. 2024, in Sebring, Florida. What began as a reckless driver on Sparta Road quickly spiraled into one of the most dangerous pursuits in Highlands and Hardee County. The suspect behind the wheel was Jaquan Salvalis Hall, a man who turned a traffic stop into a full-on fight for control of the highway.
We're still continuing westbound, speeds 40 miles an hour. He's barely able to control it. Vehicle's almost DAV.
The Dodge sped along State Road 66, swerving into oncoming lanes and forcing innocent drivers to take evasive maneuvers. Deputies struggled to keep up as Hall moved across lanes, nearly causing several head-on crashes. Despite units closing in, Hall refused to halt. He attempted to escape along the shoulder, but troopers prevented him from going any further.
10-4. He's not able to control it. It keeps going into oncoming traffic. I get a chance to take him out.
The vehicle became disabled and Hall finally crawled out, dropping to the ground. But even then, he refused to comply, concealing himself and ignoring multiple commands before finally being taken into custody. Jaquan Hall's reckless run left behind a trail of damaged cruisers, an injured deputy, and countless near misses on Florida highways. He's now facing a list of charges that include felony fleeing, aggravated battery on law enforcement, and operating without a valid license. October 14, 2024, North Little Rock police were on high alert. A blue Dodge Challenger had previously fled from officers, and now it was spotted again in the downtown area. With a perimeter set and units in position, all they needed was for the driver to return, and he did.
10-4. Open the gate for me.
35, we're still slow rolling down in Maine, south of Maine, 63.
10-4. Like Main Broadway.
The driver, identified as Kevin Polite, was taken into custody without incident. Officers quickly discovered he wasn't just running from a traffic stop. Polite had 4 felony warrants, including 3 with nationwide extradition out of Texas. Inside the vehicle, meth, cocaine, marijuana, and more bad decisions. One more fugitive off the streets, thanks to a coordinated response and textbook execution by Arkansas State Police. January 24, 2022, a silver BMW pulled out of a bar in Dalton, Georgia, and caught the attention of local officers. With no insurance and a reckless turn onto Walnut Avenue, police moved to make a routine traffic stop. But the moment blue lights flashed, the driver fled northbound on I-75, and the chase was on. What officers didn't know yet was that this would turn into a dangerous, high-speed pursuit with deadly consequences.
341. They're passing 339.
I got this,
You're passing which station?
As the first trooper struggled to keep up with the relentless pace of the fleeing vehicle, backup arrived. Another trooper took over as the primary unit, one who wasn't just ready to chase but ready to test his pursuit skills against a suspect pushing well past 100 miles per hour. This trooper was already closer than the last one, but even with that pressure, it wasn't enough, so he shifted into a higher gear, locked in, and turned up the heat. The suspect had no room for error now, because this trooper wasn't backing down.
roll on 352.
The BMW was pitted again, this time with brutal force. It spun off the highway, slammed into a guardrail, and flipped violently. The driver, who wasn't wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene, bringing a tragic and final end to this high-speed pursuit. On March 31st, 2023, in North Fort Myers, Florida Highway Patrol engaged in a wild, high-speed pursuit of an armed felon in a stolen car on I-75. The situation was dangerous from the start, as the suspect was armed, making it a highly tense pursuit. The suspect was driving recklessly, speeding and dangerously weaving between other vehicles. However, he lost control and crashed into a ditch, bringing the high-speed chase to a sudden end. The suspect was then arrested and taken into custody, successfully bringing this high-speed pursuit to an end. All at a local Walmart in Benton, Arkansas. But as officers soon found out, this wasn't just any shoplifter. When police tried to stop the suspects, they took off like they just robbed a bank instead of a department store. Benton, Bryant PD, and the Arkansas State Police all jumped in, turning a theft into a full-blown interstate pursuit. As the chase pushed onto the interstate, the suspect floored it, weaving through traffic, flying down the shoulder and leaving chaos in her rearview mirror. Behind her, Bryant PD officers stayed locked in, keeping a safe distance but never losing sight. Their mission was simple: hold the line and keep her in view until the Arkansas State Trooper waiting up ahead took over. And trust me, once that trooper joined in, the chase wasn't going to last much longer.
Hands up, both of you now. Hands out the wheel. Hands out the window. Hands out the window. Out, out. Turn around. Hands behind your back.
Hey, crawl this way. Come here.
The chase came to a fiery end, literally. After a precise pit maneuver by the Arkansas State Trooper, the suspect's vehicle burst into flames, but officers quickly jumped into action and extinguished it before things got worse. Both the driver and passenger were arrested on the spot. As it turns out, the driver was Deborah Dishman, a repeat offender with a rap sheet full of thefts, assaults, resisting arrest, and fleeing charges, plus a reputation for skipping court dates like it's a hobby. This time there was no skipping out. On March 18th, 2025, a trooper spotted a gray Infiniti Q50 turning onto Main Street from I-40 eastbound. As the vehicle headed north on Main Street, it became clear neither of its tail lights were working. Moments earlier, Officer Looper had reported that a silver passenger car with no tail lights had fled from her after she observed suspects attempting to break into vehicles. The trooper turned around, got behind the vehicle, and activated blue lights to initiate a traffic stop. But instead of pulling over, the Infiniti took off.
Adam 21, we're going to be northbound JFK, passing G, speed 68, no traffic. Adam 21, turning westbound on I Street, speed 3020, no traffic. Turning northbound on Locust, speeds exceeding 30, no traffic. Crossing M Avenue, going north still, no traffic, speed 39.
During the pursuit, the suspects blew through red lights and ignored stop signs, showing zero regard for public safety, possibly stacking even more charges on top of what they were already facing.
They're yielding. Coming up towards Parkway, speed.
After circling around the area, the suspects made a desperate move, driving off the road and diving into the woods, hoping to use the cover to evade the troopers chasing them.
Who's got a gun? Show me your hand!
Give me a second, I'm getting out of the car.
After fleeing into the woods, officers began a coordinated search and quickly located 2 suspects. Herman Hill was found near Rock Street by Officer Cooper and Officer Tyler. The second suspect, Antravian King, was located using a drone operated by NLRPD's drone operator Kincaid. King attempted to run again, but was caught and taken into custody by Officer Hamilton. On January 21, 2025, Troop D Dispatch received an alert from detectives of the Bartlett, Tennessee Police Department, advising they were tracking a stolen Nissan Maxima with Tennessee temporary tags. Trooper Collier Wright, stationed southbound, quickly repositioned and took exit 10 to intercept the stolen vehicle. The suspect vehicle was speeding at an astonishing 130 miles per hour, confirmed with radar. The suspect, realizing they were spotted, attempted to avoid detection by turning off their headlights as they took exit 21. But once the trooper was close enough, the suspect turned the headlights back on and sped up to 100 miles per hour as the chase was initiated. At this point, Trooper Wright had no choice but to pursue, with the suspect showing no signs of stopping.
TBI.
Hey, you've got, all right, hold there, Collier. He's got a pistol. I'm moving wide. You come here, you get the door. You're my breacher.
The pursuit came to a swift and decisive end after a fast and successful TBI. Despite traveling at speeds of over 100 miles per hour, the suspect's reckless escape attempt was brought to a halt. Officers quickly moved in, removed him from the vehicle, and placed him under arrest.
Stealing all the time. Get a job. You come in the door, we'll follow you all the way. Are you trying to sell this thing? No, man.
The driver, Anthony Powers, was subsequently charged with theft by receiving $25,000, fleeing fictitious tags, no seatbelt, reckless driving, and criminal mischief. 2023, in Rockdale County, Georgia. What started with a Honda Accord acting strangely around police quickly turned into something more serious. Officer Jay Bruno ran the plate and it didn't even match the vehicle, a classic sign of a stolen ride.
1048, Total 2 show, requested 1024, 1048, responding in at last.
Opposite trail, that vehicle will be 1080.
When Bruno tried to stop the car, the driver hit the gas. Bruno chose not to pursue, but nearby Sergeant A. Cook wasn't letting this one slide. With a switched license plate and possible stolen vehicle, Cook jumped in as primary.
Just past intersection, roll over.
10-4, roll over, just past the intersection.
Stop! 5-6 right here. He's 10-8, don't put like 4-5-20. I want to tase you! Stop! Stop. Roll over. 560 radio, taser. Roll over.
After a hospital visit, 50-year-old Melvin Marquez was booked into the Rockdale County Jail. His charges stacked up fast: felony fleeing, obstruction, driving on a suspended license, concealing a vehicle's identity, no insurance, and failure to maintain lane. At his first appearance, bond was denied. Weeks later, the judge set it at $15,200, but Marquez never posted. He sat in jail until November 7, 2023, when he took a plea deal. The result: 8 years total. 3 years locked inside a Georgia state prison. The remainder served on probation. Along with that, the court ordered $6,850 in fines and fees. A-style police chases, the closest you'll ever get in real life is Arkansas. We all know how those chases go. Reckless drivers versus relentless troopers, and this one was no exception. A black Dodge Charger with expired tags was spotted, and when troopers tried to stop him, he took off, all during rush hour. Buckle in. This one's a wild ride. The trooper quickly realized who they were dealing with. This suspect was pure danger on wheels. For a moment, even calling off the chase crossed his mind. But giving up isn't something Arkansas troopers do. The suspect was all over the road, making it nearly impossible to close the distance. But the trooper stayed patient, knowing one mistake was all it would take to end it.
Slowing down now. 85 miles an hour. Alright, we can continue 30 emergency on Selling Cantrell. There's a south. 44. Alright, making another turn on Oak Street. Like that? Mm-hmm. Continue on counting on. We're going across the bridge on Fair Park, across 630. That little rock unit just lit up with me.
Even though the trooper was now right on the suspect's tail, a pit wasn't possible just yet. But the progress was clear. Every second he was getting closer. The suspect started to lose patience, trying to shake him off. But no matter where he turned, the trooper stayed locked in, not giving him an inch of space.
27. Medium traffic. Now go for a light here, take a left. TBI, hit a building. Got four running.
After the pit, all the suspects bailed, or at least that's what the trooper thought. But one guy stayed behind, waiting for the perfect moment. As troopers chased his friends, he quietly slipped out and ran the other way. In the end, every suspect was tracked down and arrested, facing a long list of charges. bringing this wild Arkansas chase to a dramatic end. On December 22, 2024, Troop A Communications alerted officers to a reckless driver in the area of Interstate 530. Trooper Davis quickly located the suspect vehicle, which was speeding and failing to maintain its lane. Trooper Davis activated his emergency lights and sirens, signaling the driver to pull over. However, the driver refused to comply, initiating a pursuit.
10-4 out of 14.
The suspect's erratic behavior raised suspicions that he might be intoxicated. Trooper Davis monitored the situation closely, aware of the potential dangers the driver posed. If the driver continued to show no intentions of stopping further down the road, Trooper Davis prepared for the possibility of executing a pit maneuver to safely bring the pursuit to an end.
10-4 out of 14.
TVI. Just past Roosevelt.
TVI, just past Roosevelt.
Hey, stop right there! Stop! Roll the window down!
As the suspect showed no intentions of stopping, justice came swiftly. Trooper Davis executed a precise pit maneuver, bringing the fleeing vehicle to an abrupt stop. The driver, Nicholas Stewart, exited the vehicle and was promptly arrested without further incident. Stewart was taken into custody and charged with fleeing, driving while intoxicated, open container containing alcohol in vehicle, driving on a suspended license, reckless driving.
Crash.
On February 5th, 2025, Trooper conducted a traffic stop. After activating the blue lights, the vehicle, a gray Chevrolet, slowed but did not stop. Trooper briefly activated the siren to ensure the driver was aware of the stop. The driver, later identified as Reginald Scroggins, then sped up, and Trooper immediately notified dispatch that the vehicle was fleeing.
What's up? Just turn north. Atkins. Low traffic conditions. Crash.
The suspect, Scroggins, ran a stop sign before colliding with a vehicle traveling west. These intersections were four-way stops, offering enough visibility to safely proceed without needing to slow down. Scroggins' vehicle rolled over and struck a house. His wife was ejected from the vehicle and struck a yellow truck in the driveway. Scroggins was detained in handcuffs on his right side until Memes could evaluate him. He was then transported by Officer Gomez to Baptist Spring Hill for medical evaluation. 22, what should have been a simple traffic stop escalated in seconds. A red Chevy Camaro blew past Trooper Thomas's position, pushing well over the posted limit. The trooper lit up his cruiser, but the driver wasn't interested in stopping. Instead, the Camaro punched the gas and the chase was on. The Camaro ripped down the roadway, weaving between lanes as sirens closed in behind it. Every mile raised the stakes, blasting past traffic, slipping through gaps, never easing off the gas. Trooper Thomas knew he wasn't just chasing a car, he was chasing chaos, and at these speeds, the balance of control could flip in a second.
It's going on the left shoulder. He's trying to get around these big trucks. They're trying to hold him up.
And then came the turning point. As the Camaro darted past a truck, Trooper Thomas lined up for a safer move. But the road closed in. The truck and the car left no room, forcing the trooper to hold back. In that hesitation, the Camaro slammed the gas, stretching the distance and slipping further out of sight. For miles, the pursuit carried a fragile mix of chase and hope. The belief that one mistake might bring the driver down. But no mistake came. With safety at risk and the suspect vanishing, the call was made. The chase was over and the Camaro had escaped. Speeding fines can be doubled or even tripled, and fleeing through one can add serious charges. And on April 16, 2025, Trooper Garrett Bird and Trooper Billy Puckett were patrolling I-40 when they spotted a black Kia Optima with expired Tennessee tags. When Bird attempted a traffic stop, the driver hit triple-digit speeds and blew straight into a construction zone where workers had been active for months, turning a simple ticket into a major crime.
TBI. Get ready. Felony takedown.
TBI.
Damn it, here we go. They're taking back off. Seatbelt. We'll be up on the bridge. TBI again. Turn around, watch. Hands.
Trooper Bird performed a TVI at the 283-mile marker. trying to prevent the Kia from reaching the active construction zone. The impact sent the car into a guardrail, heavily damaging it, but the driver somehow managed to keep going, even with the hood blocking his windshield. Bird attempted a second TVI, slamming the Kia into a concrete barrier at the 284-mile marker. The vehicle came to a stop and the driver jumped out, reaching back into the car as troopers prepared for a high-risk takedown.
His hands up! Turn around! Turn around! Turn around! Hands up! Walk back! Keep your hands up and walk back! Hands up and walk back! Keep them up! Keep them up! Keep your hands up, you hear me?
Once the driver walked back to the patrol car, Trooper Bird took him into custody. He was identified as Ronald Dortch of Memphis, Tennessee, driving on a revoked license with no insurance and expired tags. Dortch claimed he ran because his daughter had been shot, but no evidence supported his story. He was transported to the Crittenden County Jail and charged with felony fleeing, refusal to submit to arrest, speeding, driving on a revoked license, no insurance, and expired tags. On May 30th, 2021, Corporal Youngblood was patrolling when he noticed a vehicle approaching rapidly from the rear, estimated to be traveling over 100 miles per hour. The driver noticed the patrol car and attempted to slow down, but still passed by at high speed. Corporal Youngblood maneuvered safely back into the travel lanes and activated his emergency lights, attempting to stop the vehicle. However, the driver immediately fled, driving recklessly at speeds exceeding 140 miles per hour, weaving in and out of traffic.
It might be a BMW. It's a blue, I can't tell if it's a Honda or a small BMW. 85 northbound. Passenger.
As the suspect accelerated to high speeds, Corporal Youngblood lost sight of the vehicle. For the next 10 minutes, he searched the area trying to locate the suspect. Just as he was about to call off the pursuit, the suspect drove past him, his car visibly damaged, likely from a collision caused by his reckless driving. The damage on the vehicle was clear, but the suspect wasn't ready to give up yet. Corporal Youngblood quickly re-engaged, determined to end this dangerous pursuit before anyone else got hurt. When suspect attempted a right turn, he crashed. He fled on foot, with troopers and officers chasing him through the neighborhood. Despite a taser deployment by Trooper Mullen, the suspect continued to evade capture for a brief time. A perimeter was set up, but the suspect slipped away from the officers. Eventually, the vehicle was inventoried, revealing important evidence, including a cell phone that rang as it was recovered. When officers called the number on a citation in the vehicle, the phone rang, confirming the suspect's identity.